Hi everyone, I'm sorry I'm not here with you today, but I am going to give the lesson to you via video recording, and you can just follow along as we go. I will ask you to stop the recording, pause it, and go ahead and complete instructions, and then start it again so you can kind of go at your own pace. So if you're following along in the Google Doc, you've already added to your table of contents. Let's just take a closer look at that. You should have now page 17, which would be our independent and dependent clause practice, okay? Or excuse me, our page 18 would be independent and dependent clause practice. Our page 19, key terms to know. And then page 20 is going to be our March 19th, don't put 18th, that's B-Day, March 19th reading entry, okay? So once you have your table of contents set, we're going to go ahead and flip through. So I'll go through my notebook here and get to our last exercise. So we had our independent and dependent exercise. You did your homework. I know you all did it for March 14th. If you didn't, you get a reprieve today. I'm going to check it when I get back. All right, so then we're on to today's page. This page can be found in, the cutout at least, can be found in the baskets in front of you. We're going to go ahead and label our page. Page 18 right here in the upper right-hand corner. It's going to be labeled Independent and Dependent Clause Practice. You are then going to cut out this entire sheet. It's very easy. It's just one square on the page. For whatever reason, they're asking us to fold it like this. I don't think that's necessary. Go ahead and just put glue all over the whole thing and glue it down flat onto the page. That's really all you need to do. There's no reason to fold it. All right, so let's go in and take a closer look here. If you would like to go ahead and cut out, glue, and label your page, why don't you go ahead and pause the video now and do that. All right, now that you have your sheet pasted down, you can see that the authors have given us the authors have given us the independent clauses in each of these sentences. I am not going to do the dishes tonight. That is an independent clause. It can stand alone on its own. Okay, Matthew was late for choir. Again, a dependent clause, and so on and so forth. So all the ones that are given to you are I said dependent again, didn't I? All the ones that are given to you are the independent clauses. We need to add the dependent clauses. Excuse me. So here, the independent clauses that the authors have given you, we're going to highlight or outline in blue. So take a blue marker from your basket and you're going to put a blue outline around each of the independent clauses that the authors have given to you. This one here. Okay? Your dependent clauses are what you have to add. So for example, your independent clause that can stand by itself, I am not doing the dishes tonight. Dependent clause, because I did them last night. Okay, we add a subordinating conjunction because, and then we have a clause. I did them last night. I, subject, did, predicate. You must have a subject and a predicate with a subordinating conjunction in order to have a dependent clause. All right, so our full sentence is, I am not doing the dishes tonight because I did them last night. Now, remember last time we discovered that there were two ways that you could write these sentences. You could put the independent clause first, like the first example, or you could put the dependent clause first, which is the second example. My advice to you is to start with a subordinating conjunction. So, we're going to flip over to our subordinating conjunctions right here in our last exercise. We're going to open our little flappy piece. And if you did not get the chance to record this last time, here you go. Pause the screen. There they are right in front of you. Lots of lots of subordinating conjunctions for dependent clauses. And remember, our dependent clauses is a conjunction that introduces a dependent clause. Okay? These are our subordinating conjunctions. All right, so let's go back. Now, our dependent clauses are going to be outlined in red. So you're going to take your red marker out of your bin and you're going to put an outline around all the boxes that you will be writing. So go ahead and complete this exercise. I'm going to do the second one with you just to make sure you understand. So the first part says, the first example, says, I am not doing the dishes tonight. I added because I did them last night. You can either use my example or come up with one of your own. I would recommend looking at your subordinating conjunctions on the other page and finding one. So I see that since is one of the subordinating conjunctions, so I'm going to start my sentence with since. So we need to capitalize. So since he had chores to do, Matthew was late for choir. Since he had chores to do, Matthew was late for choir. And remember, there has to be a comma when you have the dependent clause first. So if the red is first, a comma needs to go in between the clauses. You are going to highlight in yellow your subordinating conjunctions because, since, okay, and also your commas. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pause here, and I want you to go ahead and complete the exercise. Push play again to see my review of the exercise itself.